It's time. It's time. It's time for the show. Share it. We're not putting anything on it, right? No, maybe I'll tag Cannabis Closet on this. Hey guys, how are you? Did you miss us? It's the Cannabis Closet podcast with CannaQueen and MJ. I hope y'all had a good weekend and a good holiday weekend and all that stuff. You are about to get highly educated with the Cannabis Closet podcast with CannaQueen, that's me, and MJ, that's her. This is an adult content show with no limitations on subject, language, or actions. Opinions, views, and expressions may or may not be that of the host, their guests, or their subsidiaries. Please note that we are not medical physicians, nor are we attorneys. So all of the information that we share with you is based solely on our personal research, knowledge, and experience. Thanks for rolling up and showing up, and we hope you enjoy this show. We missed you guys last week. We're happy to be back. What's up, MJ? Oh, you're muted. She's sitting in the Cannabis Closet, literally, and I'm sitting in a hotel in Durango. So that's crazy. How are you?
Good.
We've kind of crossed paths the last couple of days, so we haven't actually stopped to spend some time together. Trying to figure out,
catch up. I mean, I feel like time is going by so fast yet so slow. I feel like it's been a really long time since we had a show. I know we didn't have a show last week, but then the week before seems like it was so far away.
I feel like, I don't feel that way at all. I feel like 4th of July weekend was last weekend. But that's also because I keep reliving it.
You're still in dreamland.
Yeah. So my friend, so I let's just start the show with this. Listen, I'm not a big celebrator these days of the 4th of July. Please stop wearing the American flag. We all have done it, but we all know better now. So stop it. Okay.
And it's also against flag.
It's exactly that part. So just stop it. We all know better now. There's the internet. You could look it up. It's fine. But I bought tickets last year to Dead and Company's last tour, all 3 Boulder shows, like all 3 of them, because it's their last, it's the final tour or whatever. So I was like, I'm not going to miss a day of this. Right. So I did that last year, and I had plans in mind for it, and all of those plans worked perfectly in my favor. So I was really happy about that. But I just want to start by saying that somebody the other day was like, "Oh, you're like a Deadhead." And I was like, "I am absolutely not that." Like, I've never not enjoyed their music, but I've never been like, let's go. I've never been to a concert before. My first concert was in October of 2021 when we went for Dead and Company. That was my first Dead and Company concert. I never saw the Dead in concert. I, like a lot of people who aren't like super fans or whatever, have heard their music, but like most of the music that I had heard prior to the last 3 years, I guess, was mostly like studio stuff. And so when I talk to people who were like, I'm going to have to listen to this. So the person was like, I'm gonna have to listen to this because I've been posting like the set lists and the posters, because they have a poster for every concert, for every show. So, and then they listened to it and then they were like, I think I need to be high to listen to this. And I was like, honestly, listen to their live stuff, because the live stuff is where you can like really feel the music, in my opinion. So with that said, we went to 3 nights. We went to 3 nights of Dead and Company in Boulder, which is one of their favorite places to perform. So it was super iconic, and Boulder welcomed them with open arms, and it was amazing. You went with me the first night. It was absolutely mind-blowing. And then my friend went with me the last 2 nights, and he is a Deadhead. He's like full-blown. He's been a huge fan since he was a kid. So
and why you have invested more time and energy.
What sparked my interest? And it's not, listen, I hang out with a bunch of Deadheads. I know a bunch of people who are super into Grateful Dead and into the music, but none of them are historians.
And none of them are your special friend.
Well, that too, but none of them are historians. I mean, that helps. But like literally, I'm not saying like he doesn't have a degree or anything in the Dead, but he could, honestly. So the last 2 nights of the concert, the first guitar strum, he would be in my ear telling me what the song was. Like, this is, and then he would be like, oh, this is like the 1973 version, like stuff like that. And so along the way, while I've been like listening to their live stuff more and like going to concerts more over the last couple of years, last 3 years, I guess, I've gotten kind of like a history lesson on the Dead, and it makes the music, just knowing like where it came from. I take music really seriously. So like music moves my soul. If I'm listening to something, it's because I'm feeling a certain way, or I'm trying to make myself feel a certain way, or, you know, like I listen to my bad bitch anthems and shit, you know, all that stuff. But yeah, so listening to these guys play live, you can like really feel the music, in my opinion. So the first night we decided that we were going to do mushrooms the weekend. I decided that I was definitely gonna I have a rule that I don't do mushrooms 2 nights in a row, but we have these mushrooms Do you want to give a shout out to them?
I
mean, I don't see why not. So we have these mushroom candies.
we have
these mushroom candies from a company called Magic Kingdom, and they're super fast acting, but we haven't used them. Like, it's been a while since we've used this brand, and like didn't even think about it. So,
and I feel like even when we were tentative the first time, and so we didn't even really consume that much, to the point where I was like, I wish we had consumed more.
Right.
And then I also don't think that they were as fast acting. I think that what we ate, we ate the gummy, we ate the gummies. But
they were just, we ate only mints that whole weekend.
No, I know the first time we had them, though, we ate the
first time, yeah.
Yeah.
And we only had a couple.
And we should have had a couple more.
Yeah.
But no, so fast acting, my goodness. We were like, oh, it's fine. We're walking from parking, or we agree.
Which is a mile away. But we did take the rickshaw halfway.
Well, and I was like, well, it was a little more than a mile away, because by then the time we found parking. But we had walked, and we started when we got out of the car, and we're like, we'll start here. And every time we take a turn, we'll take more.
Too.
Because they're little. Because they're little. The measurement on them is like, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So we're like, okay. And then we decided to take the rickshaw, and then we're like, let's just eat them all. That was a bad idea. Not a bad idea.
All of them.
No, we ate them all.
We had 8.
We had
a
two
piece.
Yes.
We had 8 a piece before we even got through the gate. Before we even made it through the gate. And so, because they are quite a bit more fast acting than like regular mushrooms, we're standing in a crowd of people. It is hot. People are agitated. They are ready to see dead and company. They're pushing. We're very close together. She's holding my arm because I'm like, why am I here? Why am I in public right now? Like, that's how I felt. I was like, I can't. My head was super kind of foggy and stuff. And then we got in, and it was fast. We got in really fast.
It was really fast. Once we actually, it started moving.
Right. And once the doors were open and started moving, it was really fast. We found excellent seats that I ended up staying in that section all weekend. We met some cool people. We had like kind of a barrier around us. We sit down, and there's this guy that sits down next to us. What was his name?
Alex.
Holla. What's up, Alex, if you ever see this?
If you ever remember our names.
What the fuck
he's like, I am not. He's like, I even said that. He's so funny.
His face, he was sweating, and it's not because he was hot. Okay, it was hot, and we were all sweating, but he was like sweating in this different way.
You kept looking, because he was just sitting there and being very quiet and very zoned. And
I thought his eyes were like this.
I wasn't looking at his eyes. I was just like kind of like watching. He was kind of sitting, because we sat the way where we sat. We were right on the aisle, like right on the stair, going down. So we were just, we stepped off the aisle and we're in our seats, kind of thing, or into our little section. And so he sat down at one point and left a space in between me and him, because it was the aisle and then me and then CannaQueen.
Yeah.
And then people, 2 rows behind us. And
shout out Annie and Doug.
And Doug, I want to make an appointment with them. We're gonna go see them.
Yeah, we're gonna go meet them and talk more.
And they anyway, so
he was sitting like this. I kid you not. Every time I looked over at him, he was like this.
He was just focused, laser focused.
His eyes were giant. He was like, and he was sweating, and he was red, and it was like, and I was like, is he okay? Like,
you did keep asking, is he okay? I'm like, he seems fine. He's fine.
He looked not okay, and I was concerned.
So people keep trying to sit. People keep trying to step into our section, and all of us are in a collective like energy of like, nah, that's okay. And so at one point I look at him and I was like, "Are you waiting on someone? Someone, you know?" And he's like, and he slides over. He's like, "Honestly," he's like, "No." He's like, "I'm not meeting anyone." He's like, "But I just took a huge amount of." Am I allowed to say? It's hard. We can say whatever we
Yeah,
want,
it's
right?
whatever. I don't give a fuck.
Large amount of LSD. And I said, "Awesome. So we're meeting. So you're waiting for someone, right?" He's
Yeah,
like,
like
he's
this
like,
seat is
like
taken.
he's like, "I just don't want to be
Us
and
neither,
crouched
bitch.
on." And we were like, "Cool. So you're waiting for someone, right? We're saving this spot for your friend." And he's like, "Yeah." So he immediately he gets wrapped into our little safety zone. And yeah, and then he had like a little pocket of
Yeah, he had a tit of
mushrooms.
mushrooms on top of having the LSD. He had a tit of mushrooms, like his pocket. He just had like a little, like an A cup, just one little A cup sticking out, and it was a bag of mushrooms. He had a bag of. At one point, this drunk guy, did try to like encroach on our space, and we kind of looked around, and nobody was really doing anything about it. But then Alex did something about it.
I did something about
Well,
it.
yeah, but then
Because I
Alex,
was like, no. I
he was
asked. I was
standing in
like,
front of us, and we were fucked up.
yeah, we
And
all looked at each
he
other
kept like
because I looked.
waving us off every time we would say something to him. He would be like, whatever. And
He
then he would like,
literally kind of like, no, he didn't, but I almost felt like he wanted to push me in the forehead because I was like, "Excuse me," because I was like, "Are you moving through?" I was trying to be nice. I was like, "You moving through?"
right.
And he's like, I was like, "You gonna?" And I kind of pushed, and he would like lean against me when I went to push him. He would lean up back against me. And so I was like, I looked behind us and at the people, at our group, and they were all like, "What the fuck?"
What the fuck?
And so
Nobody
finally
did
I looked at
anything.
Alex. And I was like, "Will you help me with this?" And he's like, "Yeah." And so I start pushing him, and then he starts pushing him, and then the couple that, on the end, and finally the guy moved along. But it was like, what the fucking fuck?
The question on the table is, are you okay? I think you're gonna need to explain the ice pack to everybody.
Oh yes, I am okay. I have a weird tomato allergy, and if I'm not careful, I will break out in hives. And apparently, I ate more things and more tomatoes than I thought I did this week.
Right.
And so last night, I thought it was also going away. So I had Benadryl. I was taking Benadryl, and then I woke up this morning and I felt like my eyes were super puffy. So it's just a cold compress to kind of help the puffies.
We're broken, y'all. I've been using cold and warm compress on my back all week.
I know. I was like, shit, you left, and I have the TENS unit. And I'm like, what? I need to slap that on you.
I could not move. I could not move on Monday afternoon. I was done. And then yesterday was a little bit better, but it was still difficult.
Yeah, no.
Nah, because we would throw more elbows if somebody tried to. Yeah, no. But this guy was like super fucking tall.
He was like super, like taller than 7 foot tall, I swear.
No. And then he kept like leaning into like, and like intentionally blocking us. Like intentionally.
No, sir. No, sir.
And then we were like, what the fuck? Okay, I just have to say this.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you to Alex if he ever hears this. And also, I'm just gonna I want to talk more about the concert because it was excellent. I definitely want to talk about night 2, which I think musically might have been my favorite night and why that is. But I just want to take a little bit of a detour and ask y'all about y'all's audacity, because y'all be out here talking about not all men. Y'all be out here talking about I protect women. I'm an ally to women. And then when women are like, yo, one of your own is getting out of pocket right now, suddenly y'all are silent. It's like crickets. So recently, just this little sidebar, recently there's a video going around. It's a viral video, and it's these girls, I think they're walking around New York. It looks like New York. And this guy compliments them, but they don't respond because we don't owe you a fucking response. And we didn't ask for you to compliment us in the streets. Like literally, we didn't ask for none of your attention.
Yeah.
These people out here who think that we dress, I don't dress for you. I wear a crop top every single day of my life, just about. And a lot of those days include me not leaving my house. So fuck you if you think that what I'm wearing is for your attention. It is not. It is because it's what I like and I feel sexy in it. And I like looking at my abs in the mirror. I ain't gonna fucking lie. I'm not fronting about it. My abs look amazing right now, especially because I've been fucking doing the work. Anyways, so they don't fucking respond to his cat calls, which is what it is. Nobody asked you for that. So then he loses his whole mind in the streets of New York. All these men around, nobody says shit to him. Talking about, why would you wear that if you don't want my attention? If you don't want attention, if you don't want to be complimented, why would you wear that? You should just wear a bathrobe. Like, we can't fucking win, okay? You should just wear a bathrobe. And then he said, you're lucky you don't end up in my trunk. Excuse me, sir. Not a single man said a single fucking thing to this person. He ended up getting arrested because he was causing a public disturbance, but not because he was harassing women. Sidebar number 2, y'all be out here talking about, ooh, baby, you so sexy. And then you get us in your fucking grips talking about, I don't want you to hang out with men no more. I don't want you to do your job no more. I know you're a model, but you can't pose in bikinis.
Oh, is this the whole, oh, see, I caught this, like,
it's crossing my boundaries for you to have bodily autonomy, basically. You know what? Jonah Hill, you are lucky to have a career, my man. Nepotism is a real life thing, and there's no universe where you have your career without nepotism. First of all, and to think that you have control over somebody else's fucking whole career. When you met this girl, she was a model, a surfer, and hung out with other surfers. And you love that about her. And then when you get her, and men do this all the time. It's not just as a celebrity. Y'all do this all the time. Hashtag not all men. Okay. But like that whole Keke Palmer thing where her baby daddy, who don't even have a fucking job, has the fucking audacity to have a fucking public conversation about what she wore to a fucking Usher concert. Let me tell you something. My ass would be all the way out for Usher. Who's going to tell me I can't? Who's going to tell me I can't? If you don't like it, you don't have to fucking be here. And when you met Keke Palmer, she was a bomb-ass bitch. When you met her, what'd you think? She wasn't going to continue to be a bomb-ass bitch now that she's with your stupid ass who's
I know.
like, what are you even talking about? So anyways, I just wanted to side note on that. Because men have the fucking audacity, and then they want to talk like, I don't want to hear not a single motherfucking one of y'all talking about being an ally for women. Because if I ever catch you in a video keeping your whole mouth shut when a man is disrespecting women, police your own. Get your house in order before you start talking about what I should and should not be wearing in the streets and who I should and should not be hanging out with. Get your house in order. Police your people. Okay?
Yeah.
Okay? So.
Yeah, but dudes don't talk. They don't even talk to each other like talk. Nope. Nah.
That's the problem.
Yeah, that exactly. They just, nope.
So night 2, my favorite night musically. For those of you who know Dead and Company, you know some of the performers. Oteil is one of my favorites. Has been becoming one of my favorites over time. And he did a version of High Times that made me physically feel like I felt super vulnerable, super like uneasy, like I was being like exposed. That's the word. I felt super vulnerable and super exposed, while at the same time it felt like it was just me, my friend, and Oteil standing in that stadium. literally, like it literally felt like that. It was just like both of those feelings at the same time. And I love it when music makes me feel that way. I just love it. And then they, there was just a couple songs and in both of those sets that really like just, I don't know, made me feel amazing. That one, the rendition of They Love Each Other and Fire on the Mountain that night was absolutely amazing. And then night 3, also some fucking amazing songs. I wanted to hear in at least one of the nights, I wanted to hear Not Fade Away, and they played it on night 2. So on night 3. So I was super excited to hear that. And then Dave Matthews came out.
I know that like
I was like, I turned around and I was like,
what? Or no, you didn't even say guess what. You were just like, and I don't even know. We were talking about
I said,
and then all of a sudden you said Dave Matthews, and I was like, like he's there, like
how was night 3? You said something like, how was night 3? And I go, bitch, Dave Matthews. I couldn't even fucking believe it. It was such a great and soulful concert, but all 3 nights I felt like we got funk on a first night. I think we got some blues on the second night, and then the third night was like more rock and roll. But it was absolutely fucking amazing. And then there was this amazing drone show at the end.
That too,
600 drones.
So cool. And kudos to these technicians, these light and sound, and right. That they have been, because from what I can tell, that just seemed flawless. I mean, I've seen lesser drone shows be janky as fuck, and this was.
They had a drone show in Castle Rock, and it was all these like cliche things like the American flag and like Happy 4th of July. But this was all like Dead and Company iconic like things.
The bear walking and
the dancing bear.
And the dancing
they made the bear dance and change colors in the sky. So it was like dancing. They had a Steely in the sky, Steal Your Face in the Sky, which if you guys have ever seen it, it's like that skull, and it has like a center piece with usually a bolt in it. But they change that centerpiece all the time. And you know what I want to find? Because I saw the artwork for it. I want to find merchandise, t-shirt, whatever, like maybe even Grateful Fred will create one. But I want to find a Steely with the fire dancer in it, which is the Dave Matthews dancing lady symbol that they use for the Dave Matthews Band. And since he was there, I think that would be really cool. And I've seen the artwork for it. But that was an amazing night. I'm so glad I bought all 3 nights. It was so great. The mushrooms that we took were so fucking clean that I could do them every night. So 3 nights in a row, I definitely took those mints, and I was flying the whole weekend, and it was amazing. And then I slept for like 2 days after that.
I know, that's what I was the thing that though. I just did the one night and was down for a day and a half. So
yeah,
and it wasn't even that I was down. It was just that I was like, it was just more mentally. I was like, no, I'm just going to take this time to just, and not that I had to, but because I wanted to. And then I was just like, I'm going to.
My body was tired, but I didn't feel like, sometimes after doing like a macro dose of mushrooms, I do feel like a depression. Like I feel like got to crawl inside of myself for a little bit, but I didn't feel like this at all. And that's also why I don't do it 2 days in a row. Like not a macro. I'll do micro doses every day, but not larger doses. And I just felt like when I woke up the next morning after the first night, I just didn't feel that grogginess, that weird crawl inside of yourself feeling. And so I just kept fucking going. Yeah, we met some interesting people, as you do at those shows. I mean, there's so much more to say, but the last,
it was just, a really great week.
Yeah, it was a fantastic week. It was a fantastic week. I was really happy to see my friend come into town because it was like hit or miss. We weren't sure if he was going to be able to. And then he was able to, and it was just like a really great weekend with really amazing music. I would say if you're not a fan of the Grateful Dead, or you don't think you are, or you've not heard their music before, that I would go with a live album every fucking time.
Yeah.
Because that's
I
where their
love,
soul is. And actually, Jerry Garcia, the one of the original founders of the band, even said that at one point in an interview, at least one interview that I've seen him say, that they actually did not prefer doing studio albums. They actually prefer doing live, and they sound amazing live.
yeah, it's because they feed off the energy of the
Yeah.
crowd.
Yeah.
And
Mhm.
and you know, it's even been said at shows where even if you're not doing you know, any drugs of any sort, that you
You don't have to.
still get those. You don't have to. You
Yeah.
still get that placebo, or that
Yeah.
energy. And so it just
I
makes
did
it
it
all
because I had
flow.
made a conscious decision to do so, but you really don't have to. And if we had gone night 2 without them, I would have been totally cool with that too. It would
Yeah.
have been amazing.
Yeah.
Or, you know, whatever. But I will say about the drone show, last thing on this, and then we'll move on to the next thing, which I don't even have the show notes up right now, so I have no idea what that is. But
I do. It's
before the drone show started, I kept looking up and seeing this red light in the sky. Now, you guys, I've been watching Ancient Aliens like nonstop, like it's playing in the background. I find it really interesting that people who look like that want us to take them seriously. I do. And I want to take them seriously. I want to believe what they're saying, but like you look how you look, and you chose that. So I don't even know what to say about it. But so we're at the concert. It's night 3. I'm mushroomed out and fucking high as fuck, right? Because security was so lax. We just brought all the drugs in. It was so lax. They were like, hold your hands up, beep, 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 you're good. I'm like, what? I just beeped. I don't know why I'm good. But anyway, I look up, I see this red light in the sky. And I don't tell anybody because I don't want him to think I'm crazy. I would have told you because you would have just been like, girl, you crazy. But I don't want him to be like, this bitch, what? Stop watching TV. So I keep looking up. There's a red light in the sky. And every time a spotlight hits it, it goes out. And every time the spotlight is off of it, it goes back on. And I was like, fucking aliens. What are we about to see? I was like, definitely aliens. For like 2 or 3 songs, I was like, definitely aliens. It's definitely the aliens. And then I refocus back on the stage. And then the next thing I know, he goes, he's behind me, right?
Hold on.
Uh-oh. What's happening?
I'll be back. I don't know. I'll be back.
Okay. I'm just going to tell the story. So my friend is like, what is that? What is that? And I look over, and there's like a cascade of blue lights coming up from behind the stage. And it looks like a reverse waterfall is going up. And I was like, whoa, what the fuck? This is before Dave Matthews comes out. So they still have another surprise left for us. And then it's during a performance that they do every concert. It's called Drums Space. And so there's one, they do drums. They give, wonder what's going on. They give the guitarists a break, and they just pound out the drums, and then they do this space bit. What's happening?
Nothing. Everything's fine. And Walter's home, and he opened the door, and so that's what I heard. Was the
okay.
the door. So
I was
yeah. And I took Lady's collar off earlier when I was petting her. I forgot to put it back on, so I was like, oh, should go put that on. So
yeah, okay. So yeah, the drones came up, and then they didn't make any particular like design at first, because it was during the space portion of this performance. And so it kind of looked like, you know, a starry sky or whatever, but then it went into the Steal Your Face, and it had all these like different designs inside the Steal Your Face. And then they did the bolt inside the Steal Your Face, and the crowd lit up. They did a rose, they did a dancing bear, they did a Please Be Kind. And it was really, really cool. And I really enjoyed it. And I'm glad we went all 3 days. And I don't know what we're supposed to talk about next, because I was excited to talk about that, and the little detour that we took about the actual audacity. Y'all need to stop. Listen, if somebody told you as a man what you can and cannot wear, and I don't want to hear about appropriate, not appropriate. If somebody told you as a man what you can and cannot wear out in public, you would not stand for that. You would not. You would not let anybody tell you what you can and cannot wear in public. You will not. You will not do it. And you might have a mutual respect with your partner about what y'all do and do not wear, but that's between you and your partner. But on the whole, y'all ain't gonna let nobody tell you what you can and cannot wear, who you can and cannot talk to. Like, on the whole, if you were at a concert, if you were at the Beyonce concert, okay, and Beyonce looked over at you and showed you a little bit of extra attention that she wasn't showing the rest of the audience, and recognized you and called you out by name, you would not act any fucking differently than Keke Palmer did at Usher, or that I would have been worse. Y'all, don't tell me what I cannot do, because I'm going to tell you, I'm going to show you what I can do. The second a man tells me what I cannot do with myself and my body, I'm going to show him all the ways that I can do that.
Yeah, guess what?
Let me show you. Like, I'm not going to be embarrassed about that. I was just actually, speaking of embarrassment, I know we're getting ready to move on to the next thing, but speaking of embarrassment, I just want to say, not embarrassment, but I just want to, this kind of made me think about that. I am looking, kind of passively looking for like extra income. And so I've applied at jobs that I don't really give a shit about. Like, are you going to pay me to be there? I'll be there. And I apply mostly at cannabis jobs because that's what I've been doing my whole career. But I did apply for a management position at a car wash because I was like, how cool would it be to always be able to have a clean car?
I mean, seriously, you do have to, I do look at jobs with the perks of like, what do I get?
So the reason I want to raise extra funds is because I don't want to dig into our home money to buy equipment and do a build out for my grow room. So that's the goal right now. Anyway, so I applied this job. And one of the questions, there's a couple pieces to this. So one of the questions on the questionnaire was, would you be willing to take a drug test and do a background check? And I was like, yes. And then in the little space that they allow you to like, if no, please explain. Well, listen, I didn't say no. I said yes, but let me explain something to you. Okay. I will not pass a drug test. I said this in the little thing. I said, I just want to be real clear that I will not pass a cannabis-based drug test. I will not pass that. I will pass with flying colors a background check, but I will not pass a drug test if you're testing for cannabis. And I will not try to. Like, I'm not here to pass your drug test. Do you want a manager? You don't want a manager, right? Because I'm good at what I do, and I don't need to pass a drug test to still be good at what I'm doing. So that was number one. Number two, this is just, hey, listen, if you want to, don't take my advice. Maybe I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, but this is just how I feel about it. I also used to be a recruiter, and I used to tell people to do certain things on their resume, and I still tell people to do certain things on their resume, but I'm going to tell you why I didn't. Number two, if you ask for my resume, do not ask me to fill out an application. I will not do it. You either want my resume or you want me to fill out this application. Not both. You can't have both. Because on my resume is everything you just asked me for on that application. Yeah. And I took the time to put this resume together and neatly type it so you would have to read my handwriting on your stupid application. So I don't fill those out. If it says fill in the application, I'll just be like, see resume. And I did that on this application. See resume. They want more information from me. I just got an email from them. And the third thing is that when I am talking to people about getting employment, and they're telling me that they might start looking outside of the cannabis industry, which is where they've spent a portion of their career, their work history. I often recommend, especially in places that are new to cannabis or don't have, if you're moving to a state that doesn't have legal cannabis laws, if you're moving from a legal state to a non-legal state, then I recommend kind of making your resume a little less cannabis friendly. Like, be more generic about, use their holding company name as the people that you used to work for. Be more generic about the things that you did. So you don't need to talk about cannabis, but you can still talk about your cash handling skills and your people skills and all those things. So, just take cannabis out of the equation. I did not do that. I did not do that. They got my resume just with a different email address, because one's CannaQueen DGO, which is appropriate for the cannabis industry, and the other is F. Vorhauer, which is appropriate for everything else. But I am not embarrassed or ashamed of my career in cannabis, and I'm not taking it off of my resume because it's a lot of my skill set, because I've been doing it for over 12 years. And also, if you don't want to hire me because I was a hard worker in an industry you may or may not agree with, then we don't need to work together. No. We just don't. I know listen, I know when I say shit like that, I understand and realize that sometimes, and a lot of times, this comes from a place of privilege. I have the privilege to say, I'm not going to do that. And some people, like, this is it. You need that job, so you got to do the things. But if you're ever at a point in your life where you don't need to bow down to them. I mean, like, the simplest shit is like that whole not filling out the application when you've asked me for a resume. If you ask me for a resume, don't ask me to fill out an application.
Oh my gosh.
You know what I'm saying?
No. Mm-hmm.
So I would say, if you're going to stand your ground on anything in your employment search, that's the one. That, and I mean, I don't know if you're willing to pass a drug test. I'm not willing to pass a drug test.
No, and in this, we're also medical patients. So period. Like, I'm going to be using cannabis, and that doesn't, like.
Also, I value my relationships more than I value what you're offering me in a job. My relationships come first in my life. Mm-hmm. And cannabis helps me with my depression and my anxiety. And it also helps me take a breath sometimes. Sometimes I just need to step away and take a breath so that I can have a real discussion like an adult has. And not all of us, most of us, were not given those skills to have those conversations without, blowing up or whatever. And I have taught myself over the years in therapy and with cannabis to, not all the time, but a lot of the times, take a step back and take a breath.
Yeah.
Let's have this conversation when we've both taken a breath, So no, I'm not willing to give that up for any paycheck. There's no paycheck you can offer me that will make me give up that peace of mind and that growth potential that I consistently have by utilizing cannabis along with the tools that I pick up in therapy, along with also mushroom therapy, along with, all the things.
All the things, because it is not just one thing. It is in life, like, one thing isn't going to fix everything.
Let me tell y'all, if you're struggling right now, you are not rowing that boat by yourself. You are not rowing that boat. You're not the only one out there looking for a job, which is probably why it's making it harder, to be honest with you. But you're not the only one. And this point in your life is not the deciding factor. It's not who you are. It's not what you're about. It doesn't reflect on your work ethic. It doesn't reflect on who you are as a person. If you're struggling right now, I want you to know that you're not alone, and it doesn't reflect on you poorly as a person, as a human being, because human beings struggle. And this is, I guess, I don't know what the next subject is, but I have a feeling that at some point we're going to talk about what the fuck's going on in America.
I think
that's part of our fucking problem.
I think that is exactly what we're moving on to. Why is CannaQueen mad today and the Supreme Court fuckery? I think we already covered the irrelevant opinions of men.
Men, you guys, this is how I this is my thing. Whenever I comment in the comment section, these are the men I'm talking about. Go ahead. These are the men I'm talking about. Meh. No. They're the ones I'm talking about. Yeah. If you're not one of them, then
doesn't apply.
You shouldn't take offense. But if you are quiet in situations where women are being verbally harassed or attacked or physically harassed or attacked and you say nothing, you might qualify. You might qualify. Be real. Because, like, literally, you got to open your fucking mouth and put your own in their place. Listen, I think that when our forefathers put lifetime appointments on the Supreme Court, it was because people were dying at 50. Now they live to 100. Okay.
Right, because they get pretty
because they get good health care that they don't offer to their
they don't offer to everybody else.
So when Roe versus Wade got overturned, first of all, before Roe versus Wade got overturned, when Brett Kavanaugh and what's that bitch's name got appointed, Amy Barrett, Amy, whatever. Anyways, fuck her. When those two people got appointed, first of all, they lied under oath. Should be automatic ejection. If you lie under oath, you should be ejected from your job immediately. I don't give a fuck about a lifetime appointment. And also that rule needs to be changed. We can't have people in there living to 100 who don't understand what it's like to be 45 in 2023. Like, what the absolute fuck? The people in there that don't understand what it's like to be 23 in 2023. People in there that don't understand what it's like to be, 37 in 2023. Like, those are the people who are making decisions for us. And mostly men making decisions about a woman's bodily autonomy is just flaccid fucking energy. And women agreeing with it is dusty as fuck. Mm-hmm. It's dusty as fuck. Okay. Drink some water about it. Seriously. So when they overturned that, people were like, don't panic. It's just this one thing. But people who saw it happen, or people who were affected by it happening, which, by the way, Roe versus Wade affected me 0%. 0%. I'm not getting pregnant. They can track my period every fucking day of their lives. I'm not getting pregnant. Okay. It doesn't affect me at all. But I knew in that moment that it was going to affect people that I loved, affect people that I don't know, that I care about their bodily autonomy. And I knew in that moment that was going to affect every other fucking law that has been precedent for decades. Roe versus Wade was over 50 years old. It has been a law since I got here, since I stepped foot into this life, since before that. I've never, until recently, lived a day of my life not protected. And then suddenly, people who swore they were not going to do what they did overturned Roe versus Wade. And they swore under oath that they weren't going to touch Roe versus Wade. And now, what were the most recent ones? Now, they did not push through so Joe Biden was trying to push a student loan debt like forgiveness through. That didn't go through. They said fuck, absolutely fuck not. What was it? What were the other things? They're all on the tip of my tongue and I don't have them. Hold on. Decisions 2023. Let's see if I can just find a list.
I know someone has to have compiled one by now.
I know. NPR probably did it. This was June 30th. Okay. Student loans, Biden versus Nebraska. They voted 6-3 vote against it, not to authorize it. LBGTQIA rights, 303 create. Oh, this motherfucker, this story right here fucking pisses me off so bad. This woman went to court because she did not want to be forced to create a website. Here's the kicker. The people she named, from what I understand, were not gay. So she named some couple. I don't know. That might be just like but anyways, the case pits two constitutional principles against each other. One, on one side of the laws guarantees same-sex couples equal access to all businesses that offer services to the public. And on the other hand, business owners who see themselves as artists and don't want to use their talents to express a message that they don't believe in. So she went to court so that she wouldn't have to design a website for a gay couple's wedding, which I don't think she was asked to do. And she had never created a website prior to that. And the websites that she has created are mediocre, and a gay man would not fucking purchase her services. So like, what'd you go to? But this law sets precedent for others. I don't have to bake your cake. I don't have to, serve you in my restaurant. Whatever. This sets precedent for that.
And here we go. I mean, this is, we fought segregation, y'all. It's not just about color. Now we're talking about humans, just straight, not allowing humans into your space because you don't like it.
So
why don't you go live on an island somewhere by yourself then?
Right. No, they don't want that. I saw TikTok recently about a lesbian couple who were, I don't know what state it was. I will try to figure that out at some point. But they were at a putt-putt place. And they were being a little bit harassed by a patron there. But they weren't like flaunting or doing anything, which, what do you mean? They weren't flaunting. They weren't being a couple. That's so fucking stupid. But anyways, so they weren't doing like coupley shit. But at one point, one of them leaned in and kissed the other. So they kissed. And they did it in front of a child. And the mother called the police. They were arrested for sexual harassment. And in that state, and I want to say it's like Florida or Texas. It's one of those that's one of those states.
Is this we played the TikTok the last show?
Did we do it the last show?
Mm-hmm. I think
so. Then in that state, they're trying to make it a death penalty offense to commit any act of sexual assault or anything like that against a child. They're trying to murder gay people. Like that kind of shit. So this law sets precedent for them to do other laws that are going to harm our community. And then the last thing, I don't know if this was the last thing, but this is one of the more important ones, which drives me absolutely insane. Okay, first of all, I always say this, and I say it a lot about cannabis, is that I don't think that we should have to have social equity laws. I say that while also recognizing that we absolutely have to have social equity laws. We have to. None of them are written properly, but we have to have something so that
now they just want to take them out completely, not relook at them, not do it to build up our
the charge was
our
for indecent
country.
exposure to a minor. It's just so crazy. So I can kiss a man in public, but if I kiss a girl in public, now it's indecent exposure. Like, what are we even talking about? If I kiss a man in public, it's fine. But if I kiss a woman in public, it's grooming. Like, what are we talking about right now? So the other law that was overturned by our Supreme Court, who's older than fucking dirt and should be in it. That might get me in trouble, but anyways, I'm not trying to do it. I'm just saying they're old as fuck. Why haven't they died yet? They overturned affirmative action. So now colleges don't have to, in colleges, this is where it starts. So colleges don't have to admit Black students if they choose not to. There's no, the law was put in place because they were discriminating against Black people and not allowing Black people into the colleges, into these Ivy League colleges, to get an education, even though they would qualify otherwise. This law does not affect anything through nepotism. So you can be, what do they call them? Legacy. You could be a legacy and get accepted. But they can choose to deny you based on your race.
And let's be real, legacy families are primarily
white and stupid. Legacy students do not have the academic ability to apply and get accepted to those schools. And the only way a majority of them are accepted to those schools is because they're a legacy.
Yep. They are entitled to their, they feel they're entitled
because
and they're not going to work for it. They've never had to work for it.
They've never had to work for a single thing in their whole life. It's all been given to them, including their college education, including the job that they're going to get when they get out of college, including the votes that they're going to get when they run for office. So that's your Supreme Court. I really think, and I don't know. I really think that lifetime appointments are bullshit.
I agree. You have to be, especially as quickly as our everything moves nowadays too. They can't keep up with everything. I don't know. I mean, we can't even ask them to keep up with the type of phone they use. So
that we have people in office right now and in seats in the Supreme Court right now who shouldn't be there at all. First of all, shouldn't be there at all. We have a twice impeached individual president who's been indicted for several crimes, including stealing, basically, classified documents and rape. Oh, what? Did we forget? He was found guilty, bro. Like, what? And people are still like, I'm going to vote for him.
I know. I don't even understand. I mean,
Oh, I just want to tell y'all too, Robert Kennedy Jr. is a Republican.
I know, and he's a Republican in Democrat clothing. They're calling him a conservative Democrat.
Fuck that. He's a whole Republican. He's a whole, so your choices are Biden and Robert Kennedy Jr. It's not even Republican light, y'all. He is a Republican. The other thing was The Supreme Court unanimously handed a major victory to religious groups by greatly expanding how far employers must go to accommodate the religious views of their employees. I guarantee you they will not be required to follow the religious views of their employees who are not Christian.
I was gonna say, what about, okay, so your employees that, need prayer hours, need time to, religious holidays, what are we going to really,
So it was a Sunday work at USPS. So I guess that's just, and it says the court ruled in favor of an evangelical Christian postal service carrier who refused to work on Sundays for religious reasons. I think in this case, he refused to work on Sundays and they tried to get him to work on Sundays, even though that was how it was in the beginning of his employment. Like that was understood and agreed to. But also this is, when it says this is like religious freedom, who?
Right.
This was a win for Christians. It's not a win for you, the Muslim who needs to take a break to go pray and needs a space to do that. It's not for you. Okay. It's not for you, the Jewish person who also wants a holiday off. You can't have your 8 days off or even considered. It's not for you, person who doesn't practice religion. It's not for you, person who practices witchcraft. It is not for you, person who is a part of the Satanic Temple. It's not for you. None of these decisions are for any of y'all, by the way. And if you're a woman, forget it. Most of these decisions aren't for you either. The Voting Rights Act, updated June 8th, the Supreme Court ruled against Alabama's defense of an electoral map drawn by the state's Republican-dominated legislature. By a vote of 5-4, a coalition of liberal and conservative justices essentially upheld the court's 1986 decision, requiring that in states where voting is racially polarized, the legislature must create the maximum number of majority Black or near majority Black congressional districts using traditional redistricting criteria. So that seems like it's in okay. They passed
Happy
this.
420, by the way. Let me just interrupt this somber moment.
Sorry, it is 520. Happy 420 on the West Coast. They also passed the Indian Child Welfare Act. They upheld the Indian Child Welfare Act, I should say. On Thursday, with a 7-2 vote, the court upheld the law's preferences for Native tribes when Indian children are adopted, ruling that the law does not discriminate on the basis of race and does not impermissibly impose a federal mandate on traditionally state-regulated areas of power. So while they just passed that, there's actually a fight going on. Again, I can't remember the state that this is going on in, but it's a baby. It's a baby. It's a young child. Her name is Cheyenne, and she has been adopted by a white couple after her mother was murdered. The white couple has been seen to, and recently have posted very racist things about the Native communities on their social media and et cetera, et cetera. The father still has the right to his child, even though he's in prison right now, awaiting trial, I believe, for killing his baby's mother. The grandmother is petitioning, the grandmother who is the maternal grandmother on the mother's side, is petitioning for custody based on this law, the Indian Child Welfare Act. Based on that law, The grandmother should have custody because she is a tribal member, that child. And her father is not. And he's making decisions behind prison walls.
Yeah, no.
And he doesn't know this couple. He has no idea who they are.
It's yeah, our systems are a mess.
So when I say I don't want to be reincarnated back to Earth, I am serious. There's gotta be another place for me. This ain't it.
Nope. I gotta do the work then to not come back here. Gotta do
like what?
What do I have to do to not come back here?
What the fuck? What the fuck?
Yeah.
Dude, the Satanic Temple, they are amazing people. They actually give a fuck about people and community, and they do things for their community.
Yeah, if you don't know about what you're talking about, then just don't comment.
No, I don't think that they were I don't know, maybe you were trying to be funny or whatever, but they are really an amazing organization, and they protect the rights of women. As a matter of fact, if you're a part of this Satanic Temple, you as a woman have rights through your religion to bodily autonomy. That's part of the religion. They protect women. They were demonized by Christians. I'm just saying. Just saying. What's next? We've been talking for an hour about some bullshit today.
I know. It's all right. It's our show. We can do what we want.
I'm gonna crack one open.
You want to jump into some commercials before we get into some headlines? We doing headlines today? Because I did throw some in here. Ow, motherfucker. That was weird. That was awesome. July is National Hemp Month. That is what powers our Queen Kitty Pop This CBD seltzers. Organically grown hemp with natural botanical organic fruit essences. Well, terpenes, I guess. It's not just
fruit terpene botanical essence. Yes. We have lemon kiss, which is 10 milligrams. We have the virgin cherry. That's the new girl. She's 20 milligrams. That's where it's at. Hey, listen, if you have a Dr. Pepper addiction, you got to get on this. You got to get on this virgin cherry. I'm not even fucking with you right now. This doesn't have the new labels, but we also have our bubblegum burst and our nearly naked, which are exclusive to our line. Nobody else carries a naked seltzer. No company is carrying a naked seltzer. Just us.
If you don't like flavors, if you don't like, some people, I mean, me personally, I would prefer something without flavor to flavor. But I do love our flavors, so I will drink our flavors all day, every day. But if you just like bubbly water and you can add your own fruit juice to it if you want. You can make, if you don't, like
make a kitty tail.
Make a kitty tail. Is that the nearly naked?
It's nearly naked. This is the reason that I was like, yeah, let's do this.
Let's do this. Yeah.
Because I was skeptical too. I was like, there's no way you can make a CBD water with no flavor and make that taste good. No, you can't.
And this is so good. It is so good. And so with that, like I said, we are sober and sexy. We, I might have a cocktail, here or there, or a beer, but, and you are not at all. And,
nah, cause then I start break dancing. It gets dangerous.
And so, you can take that nearly naked and you can mix it in with whatever you like, whether you want to make a mocktail, a kitty tail, use it with spirits or NA spirits, or Just a can on its own is fabulous. It's refreshing.
Such a good soda.
If you are one to go to cannabis events, or you do consume a lot of cannabis, this is a nice way to balance out, uplift, and activate those synergistic effects of our whole plant.
Listen, when I go to those events, the two things that happen, I always get cotton mouth, and I always try something. Like I'll try a sample of something, and it always leaves that weird thing, that weird metallic kind of, yeah. And so we were at BizCon last year, and those gummies were the worst that I had ever eaten.
It was like dropping straight.
It was like I just
straight
pulled the
processed
plant
oil onto
and just ate it. It just like fucking. And we're nice. Mostly.
We are mostly.
And
I
so
don't know.
like,
I don't know. Sometimes I'm not sure I'm not sure how good my poker face is. So
yeah, like maybe
always
my face
please like
good.
put my face in check, because I feel like I'm all in my head. I'm like, is my face okay?
Yeah. So, but I don't think we said anything to this guy except thank you. But I ate it in front of him, and it was like good at first, which is it's like their saving grace, so that I don't make that. And I'm like, that's pretty good. And then we walk away, and immediately it hits. I mean, immediately it hits me, and it was such a strong.
It like pulled all the moisture out of our mouth,
and metal, and just
and then you want and it was. I think you actually spit yours out. You found a can and spit it out. You're like, no. I refuse. You're like, I refuse.
So like I always tell people, like, come get a sample, but when you're done with this THC event and you're like super, dragged and everything, come over here and get a CBD drink so that you can go home and like relax and not be wired and not be like foggy and shit.
Yeah.
So, and you got to try it. Like, you got to try it.
Where are our next events that we will be, that they can come try it? We're
going to be at an event on Friday. If you look, I can look. I'll look. I'll tell you what it is. This air conditioner. No, it's too much. Calm down.
So Friday the 14th, right? Yeah, Friday the 14th. We are joining up
with Elijah Tribe.
Yes.
And let's see.
I don't know. That's what you're looking up now. Is the where and the when. And we will get this posted on our socials. So if y'all have not joined us on any of our socials, you can go to solo.to/Cannabis Closet 420 or solo.to/Queen Kitty Seltzer.
Yes.
And you will find all of our links.
It's called Rock the Block Party. Grab a lawn chair, pack a beverage, grab a friend, and meet us at the Rock the Block Party. Live music by Little Bit Louder and Elijah Tribe with Myron Henley. He's my favorite. He plays a mad sax. It is from 6 to 9 on Friday this week, if you're in Denver, 3132 North Humboldt Street, Denver, Colorado. So that's what we're going to be at. We're going to be slinging drinks.
So come give it a try.
Sipping samples and slinging drinks.
Sipping samples and slinging drinks. I don't know. We have talked about doing our own boba sodas.
Yes.
Eventually we will have to maybe develop
that more. Boba night at one of these. Like, you could buy a boba for
whatever.
That would be
we'll do our costs.
Fun and sticky. That sounds great.
Speaking of fun and sticky, we'll just go right into I pulled up an article from Mashable, and they did the best CBD lubes.
Oh.
So We've talked about things like this before. We actually did a Valentine's Day episode with Miss Marnay.
Yes.
And
great episode. So much.
it was so fun. And so is the follow-up. So I feel we need to do another episode like that. So there are a couple of brands out there. I would like to say that I haven't really found one that I thought was of any that didn't weird me out. So it's good that there's more.
Yeah.
So not all CBD lubes are created equal. This is from Mashable, and it's from 2021. But I was like, I just typed in fun cannabis articles and it popped up this website. So I was like, oh, okay.
Oh, perfect.
So we'll see what they have to say about, because it is a couple of years old, in regard to what brands are available. So it kind of actually goes into the science behind CBD lube. To be clear, there's much more research to be done on the medical benefits of CBD and cannabis in general, especially as it relates to sexual health. This is from OBGYN Dr. Melanie Bone. The medical marijuana women's doctor is how she's being touted. She says she hasn't seen studies that prove CBD is the secret sauce to lubricants, but that CBD does have a calming factor. So,
I mean, it does.
Let's see.
Okay. It does.
It says CBD is a vasodilator. This is according to Dr. Brandy, another OBGYN, a sex and pleasure coach and author. Vasodilator, meaning it opens up, dilates the blood vessels. This means CBD lube likely helps with arousal by getting blood flowing to the genitals, which also helps with the production of the body's natural lubricants. It can also help mentally. So again, they keep saying, oh, we got to do more research on it. But they're suggesting that CBD reduces anxiety and people with seasonal affective disorder. Your biggest sex organ is your brain.
It is.
This is from Dr. Lynn Paradnek, and she currently works with medical cannabis patients and is a former OBGYN. It's important to be present, be in the mood, and want to be in there no matter what you're using. So we have to get our brain in line with our bodies sometimes.
Yep.
Yes. So let's see. Even if you use a lube rather than smoke or ingest CBD, the cannabinoid can still reach your brain. When you use the CBD lube, the molecules are absorbed by your body and enter the bloodstream where it circulates throughout. They kind of go into what you should consider before buying one, because there is a certain novelty effect to it. So again, always, don't be buying CBD lube from the gas station unless it is an actual reputable brand that people have done, some research on. Don't just buy your CBD from the gas station unless you know where it's
a Queen Kitty.
Unless it's a Queen Kitty, unless it's a brand that you trust. So if you don't know the brand, then
yeah, make sure you do your research on the brand if you are buying it in these different places, because that's important. It is a place where you might find CBD drinks and CBD oils and things like that. But do your due diligence for yourself.
Yes,
because it's really important to know those things.
It is. There are two factors. Well, there's two. You can get a water-based and you can get an oil-based. Let's see. First, many but not all CBD lubes are oil-based. This is because CBD is a fat-soluble cannabinoid, meaning it dissolves in substances like oil, such as coconut or hemp oil. Oil breaks down condoms and sex toy material, so don't use these lubes, CBD or not, with those items. But there are water-based lubes, so always consider those as well. These products take time to work, so you would want to, take them in advance of, give yourself time to warm up.
Yeah, give it a second. Like,
That's
yeah.
foreplay is real.
I mean,
And,
I feel like, well,
in all ways, not just touching, but, mentally, physically, all the things, right?
I feel like that's twofold. Like lube is going to work the way lube works, like immediately. Okay. But like the CBD effects taking effect, that is the part where you're going to have to like give it some time to like get in there and relax you. But lube on its own, doing its lube thing, things are going to get slick.
Yep. They suggest using a company that actually has lab test results on their product. And especially with CBD and lube going in that, always check your ingredients. Just because it just says CBD doesn't mean that there's not ingredients that you may not agree with you or your body. It does say cannabis allergies do exist. Users can be sensitive to other lube additives, such as horny goat weed as well. So that must be a real, I'm going to go with it's an actual botanical. Yeah.
I probably named it that for a reason.
Sometimes there are also things that produce tingles like cinnamon oil or menthol oil. So don't confuse that with,
Yeah, not everything is meant for your down theres.
Yeah, you want to be careful.
Because you're right, a lot of salves and things like that. And also for cuts and scrapes and stuff, we often recommend salves, but read the ingredients because some of them do have like pepper type ingredients or cooling type ingredients like mints and things like that. So you don't want that in a cut. Trust me.
Okay, so they did go into, they did a lot more doctor talk. We'll certainly get this posted on our Facebook. But yeah, it doesn't have to just be for, your sexy parts. It can be for body massage, working into, everything. So there is a list of, they do go into some products. So again, you'll have to check that out because none of these people are paying us to say their names. But they give a good handful of recommendations and you can do the Google.
If you want to pay us to say your name, we'll do it.
Yeah, we're always taking offers or inquiries. That like Spanish spot.
Something happened, and I think it's, because I've been applying to these stupid jobs. Something happened. Now my search engine is not Google, and I got to figure out how to change it back.
Oh.
So I actually had to physically go to google.com in order to use as a Google search engine. And I thought I figured it out, but I did not.
I had to clear my my history and all and the cookies and stuff because I haven't whatever for XYZ reasons. And so now like things that typically are really easy to log into, I have to remember things and I'm like, oh, this is not cool. I mean, and thankfully things are all linked by login with Google or login with Facebook. I'm like, as much as I hate it, I'm like, thank goodness, because click, then I don't have to worry about our passwords.
What in the fuck kind of question is this?
So that what are you reading?
The would you rather questions. This one is, would you rather be, this isn't the question, y'all, but it's like, would you rather be a bowling champion or curling champion? I'd rather not be that white ever. Like, I never want to be that white.
On a negative, kind of a little bit, this was a quick High Times article. This came out July 10th. A woman becomes the first person to be imprisoned for CBD in Hong Kong. A woman was attempting to travel into Hong Kong with CBD, ketamine, and syringes, and recently received a 2-month prison sentence. 32-year-old woman was recently put in prison for possession of CBD, according to the report from the Agence France Presse. She has become the first person to receive a criminal conviction since Hong Kong officially banned it earlier this year. It is now illegal to possess, consume, or sell CBD and is categorized as the same substances like heroin, cocaine, and methamphetamine. Wow, Hong Kong. The woman carried 2 CBD products when going through customs on March 29th. She was traveling from the US to Hong Kong. According to the report, she also carried 2.2 grams of ketamine and 10 syringes, although it's not specified if they were empty or contained a specific substance. She was sentenced on July 7th for 2 counts of drug possession and 1 count for the syringes. The Hong Kong customs officials stated that her conviction, quote unquote, reflects the seriousness of the offense and serves a clear warning to the general public. Hong Kong's current law states that offenders caught with CBD can receive up to 7 years in prison with fines up to Hong Kong's $1 million, approximately 128,000 US. Those who are caught importing, exporting, or manufacturing CBD receive harsher punishments. And one of the main reasons that authorities say led to the ban was because CBD can potentially be converted to THC.
See what y'all did?
Mm-hmm.
You see what y'all did?
Mm-hmm.
You see, prohibition led to the creation of Delta 8, THC, and all these other funky ass, stupid synthetic cannabinoids. And now some woman in Hong Kong, which don't fucking travel to Hong Kong. Come the fuck on. I'm gonna need y'all to be smarter. Okay. That's number one. Number two, the reason that they outlawed CBD, a completely non-psychoactive, harmless, full of health benefits cannabinoid, is because they've been witnessing people taking that cannabinoid and turning it into a psychoactive, untested, not sure what the benefits or what the negatives are of it, cannabinoid. And because it's potentially it's possible that the CBD that she had in her pocket could be converted to THC. Now she's in prison.
Yeah.
But also don't fucking travel to fucking Hong Kong.
I know the rules. Know where you're going, know what they're and try to avoid that international prison.
I mean, you don't want to go to prison in America, but you certainly don't want to go to prison in Hong Kong or any international prison, honestly.
Yeah. So yeah, that's a bummer there.
But stop traveling with it.
But don't go
to a foreign country with it.
Don't go to a foreign country or countries where they don't like that kind of thing.
I mean, and if you do, I mean, you just got to know your risk. There's a potential and possibility you're going to end up in prison in Hong Kong. Just like there is a potential and possibility that if I drive my ass through Tennessee, I might end up in fucking jail, prison, whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just know your risk.
Yeah, no, exactly.
That's why I don't go to Texas. My mama keeps begging me to come to Texas.
I know. A couple people that are like, "Oh, to Texas." I'm like, no.
I don't have a felony in Texas, but I would if I went there. You think my white girl charms would work in Texas? No. They would look at me and know exactly who the fuck I am.
Yeah, but it's so funny because half of Texas comes out here to
smoke our marijuana,
to smoke our cannabis, and take it back. So, with that,
get some Texas plates. I guess I don't fucking know.
Right?
Can I get a rental with Texas plates, please?
So the DEA celebrated their 50th anniversary about the war on drugs. But you know what? Drugs are winning. Drug use is higher than ever as the DEA celebrates its 50th anniversary.
You know why? Because the internet.
Because the internet.
Because people are talking to each other, and we know which drugs are killing us and which drugs aren't killing us.
Which drugs are healing us and not killing us. And so, and even the one, and that's the thing, the ones that they're saying, you know, are so bad are actually ones, you know, some of them, I wouldn't say all of them, but you know, yeah, so that's just a quick headline, and check it out in our show notes.
I don't know if I've done this Would You Rather before, but I just found one that made me want to vomit. So, yeah.
Let's do it. If we did it before, we can do it again.
Okay. Are we ready for the Would You Rathers? Is everybody back at their computer? Everybody, come back. Come back.
Wake up.
Phones,
wake up.
Computers. Stop doing the dishes. Dry your hands off. Send the kids in the other room because this is going to get gross. Y'all let us know when you're ready. I'm going to start simple. Because both of these things that I hate, so I don't know what I would choose, but I'm going to start simple. Okay, so this one's not super gross. I mean, depends on where you live. And anyway, okay. Would you rather never have to clean a bathroom again or never have to do dishes again? One time my mother-in-law told me that I should just enjoy doing dishes since I have to do them anyway. I was like, absolutely the fuck not. I didn't say that because I don't cuss her in front of her, but no.
So it's either never clean the bathroom again or never clean dishes again?
Correct. We're going to assume that those things are done and that you just don't have to do them.
Just magically.
The leprechauns.
I was like, the little elves come in and do it for you.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with never have to clean the bathroom again.
Hands down.
Because that's not just the sink and, you know, it's the toilet, the bathtub, the floors.
The bathtub, there's hair in there. I don't like it. Sometimes you got to wash the walls because out of nowhere, in every house I've ever lived in, out of nowhere, there will be water drips on the walls. What the fuck is that? Where's that coming from?
Is it condensation? Like
maybe it's like condensation that dripped down and I just didn't notice it when I was in the shower that the walls were like, you know, whatever. But it's just like
it's like a buildup of it. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
So weird. I'll just look up one day and I'll be like, damn, there's water drips on the wall. I'm never cleaning the bathroom again. I hate cleaning. I cleaned the bathroom recently, cleaned the tub, and I felt like I had to wash it like 4 times because I thought it was clean, and then I would look again and be like, no, I missed the spot. Like, bleh, bleh, bleh. I hate it.
The only way that I've been able to get a clean bathroom where I was like, okay, is using those damn like super harsh like bubbling chemicals.
Yeah. That's what I used to. I used the bubbly stuff.
The kaboom.
It smells horrible. It's bad for your respiratory system. And what if you missed a spot?
And then you're washing it right down into our water stream.
Into the water stream. It's gross. So dishes, not so harsh chemicals. We just using soap and water. It's great. Perfect. I hate doing the dishes also, but I will do them over cleaning the bathroom. If we got to flip a coin about it, you could flip the coin. Go clean the bathroom. I'm not doing it. I just don't want to do it. So
auto clean bathroom.
I mean,
stays shiny and clean all the time.
Part of me says, where's our Rosie robot? And then part of me is like, no, because I saw iRobot, so I know how that shit works. I'm not doing that. So, you know, part of me wants the robot to come in and clean my bathroom, but then part of me is like, nah, we good, because you're going to try to lock me in when we have a curfew and shit. I can't do it. For your safety.
And robots will have no qualms about killing humanity.
Listen, somebody asked an AI, like a robot, if they were going to try to destroy humanity, and I guess she side-eyed him. She was like, Bitch, do it.
I mean, here's the thing is like if AI is learning from us and we're feeding it all into them, then what the fuck do you think is going to happen, you fuckheads?
I highly encourage every single one of you to go watch iRobot if you haven't seen it already. If you've seen it already, go watch it again, okay? Because there are lessons to be learned here. I'm never cleaning the bathroom again, though. We'll do the dishes.
Well, yep.
We'll do
Done.
the dishes. But yeah, when you do the dishes, you got to wipe everything down too. But again, I don't feel like there's such harsh chemicals in the
That's
kitchen as there
not,
are in the
yep.
bathroom.
Nope. Nope. Way easier.
Okay, second one. The last one's really gross. I'm just going to save it for last. So, would you rather only wear one color each day or wear 7 colors every day? You have to wear 7. It's either 1 or 7. You have to wear one color or you have to wear 7 colors.
7.
I have an issue with this question. I don't want to wear 7 colors.
So it could be 7 shades of gray.
I mean, but that's my issue is that I don't like to wear black with black. Like if I'm wearing this black shirt and then I'm wearing black pants, guess what? They're probably 2 different shades of black. That's not cool. Nobody wants that.
Whatever.
I always feel like because like right now I'm wearing like a green skirt and I'm very muted. I'm still very muted. I'm very like not. Sometimes I do that. Sometimes I choose this is it. One color. It's going to have to be one color, but it will bother me if that one color doesn't match. Like if you wash the pants too many times.
Well, then it wouldn't be one color. It'd be 2 different colors.
But they're the same
So
color.
it would have to always
but
have
one
to be
is
the
just
same.
faded. Faded.
And is it you get to change? Can you change the color every day?
Yeah,
Or
yeah. You
just
can wear a
wearing
different
one
color every
color
day. You wear a different
Well,
color every day.
I mean,
But you can only wear one color. You're just gonna walk around looking like Big Bird if you choose yellow. You're gonna look like Grimace. What? Who's drinking this milkshake from McDonald's? That thing looks disgusting. Have you seen the parodies for it?
I haven't. The only reason why I know anything about it is because we talked about the whole like tasting it salty with salty or not,
Oh
and
yeah, because if you're eating French fries before, it tastes more berry, and if you don't eat anything salty before, it tastes more vanilla-y.
yeah, and I have not
I don't
not
do it.
I
So
haven't seen any commercials about
there's
it.
first of all, we don't even shop at that establishment. Let's just start there. Like McDonald's is pretty much not a place that any of us go, but so there's these parodies on TikTok, like people are making videos of themselves drinking the purple Grimace drink and then mysteriously dying with like purple shit coming out of their face or whatever. I'm not lying. Look it up on TikTok. I'm not lying. Y'all go look it up. It'll be a pleasure for you.
And McDonald's doesn't have a problem with this.
I mean, what are they gonna do about it? So, anyways, don't drink that. And also, I did you a favor, everybody, and I stand by my feelings on this. I stand by them. There's only one flavor of Frosty.
Chocolate.
It's chocolate.
Always and
It's
forever.
not vanilla, and it's not strawberry. Okay, they taste disgusting. So strawberry tastes straight like that old school penicillin medicine stuff that they used to make us take. Listen, don't do it. Just stick with chocolate. It's a life lesson. Okay. There's only one flavor of frosting. All right. Are y'all ready for the last would you rather? Because it is not strawberry for me. Don't care. It's disgusting. It's absolutely disgusting. It tastes like fake strawberry. It doesn't taste like strawberry. You know what I thought it was going to taste like was like strawberry ice cream that was like thick blended, right? It tastes like fake powdered strawberry.
Like strawberry quick?
Not even. Well, maybe. Maybe. Milky medicine. It's disgusting. Don't do it. Okay. Listen. Chocolate is the only flavor of Frosty. I stand by this. Having tried all 3 of these concoctions, I stand by it. The last one. Are y'all ready for this? Y'all are not ready for this. I'm not ready to even say it. All right. I don't know if we've done this one before or not, but it's so gross. Would you rather? Oh my God. While we decide on what we would rather do, okay, I'm going to recount a story while we decide after I read this question. So, okay. Would you rather eat an egg with a half-formed chicken inside or eat 10 cooked grasshoppers? Listen, these are both delicacies in other countries.
What did you reread it? Because
Would you rather eat an egg with a half-formed chicken inside or eat 10 cooked grasshoppers?
Grasshoppers.
I mean, grasshoppers all day. We already know. Okay, so let me tell y'all what happened to me.
Because yes, exactly. I'm like,
let me tell you what happened to me the other day. I guess this is a couple weeks ago. It
was like a week yesterday ago.
I don't even know. Okay, so the other day I said, it was like a low grocery day. Sorry, I'm scratching my eye. It was a low grocery day. We were going grocery shopping in the very soon near future, but it was a low grocery day. You had to prepare everything that was in the thing, and I was not preparing anything. So exactly, because it's a delicacy. So I said I'm gonna have a couple eggs because I work out so hard that I need the protein, and I wasn't about to thaw some chicken, so I was just like, let's do eggs. Right. So I get my pan. Listen, life lesson here. I get my pan ready. And, Gordon Ramsay, I think probably, or some cooking chef has probably taught me that you should crack your eggs into a bowl. You should not crack them into your pan. But I was just cooking me some eggs. So I was just like into the pan. The first one was beautiful. It was a beautiful egg. And then I cracked the second one. I don't know what happened. But the second one, when I cracked it, it was like watery inside and kind of like a rusty brownish color, like rusty water in my pan with my perfectly good other egg. So I dumped them out because I didn't smell it. I didn't do a smell test on it. We're going to make
it was I was sitting there. You were like, and you described it, and that almost, I didn't even see it, and I almost was like, nope.
Let me tell you how off-putting it is to crack an egg open and for the yolk to be water. It is one of the few times that if that slimy ass yolk doesn't come out of that fucking egg, I'm not eating. What is that? What in the fuck? I cracked 2 more eggs. One is good. The other is bad. I cracked 1 more. That one is bad. I said no more. I just cooked the one good egg. I couldn't do it anymore. I
was like, did you even eat the good egg?
I ate the good egg. It had a robust yolk and a robust mucus membrane. I don't know what happened. We ended up throwing that whole thing out.
Yeah.
So Walter came home and he was like, let me check. And he opened 2 eggs and they were like rust water. Huh? No,
cool.
I can't.
Nope.
Food texture matters in the grossest of ways and in the nicest of ways. There's plenty of things in life. If it pours out by water, then I'm going to be happy about that. Okay. But eggs don't make that list.
No. Not unless they're like in a carton and they're supposed to be that way, and I don't do that either. So
like, what? Why is it watery? It should be mucusy and slimy, and like you can't pick it up with your fingers. That it slides out of your hand like that. That it should be slimy as fuck. Anyways, I'm gonna eat grasshoppers.
I'm eat grasshoppers, especially if they're cooked.
Sauteed them bitches in butter.
Yep.
I ate a grub like that once. So
crispy, crunchy, crispy.
it's gonna taste like chicken. It's a guarantee.
Of some sort.
It's a guarantee. I ate that grub in India.
No.
Malaysia, India, I don't know. Anyways, I ate that thing. It was gross, texture-wise, but the flavor, chicken. Buttery, crispy skin chicken.
I don't know.
It was slimy on the inside, though. I do not recommend it.
Ugh. I mean, at least maybe if you give it to me with a cracker or
don't eat that on the cracker.
No.
I'll give it a 2 out of 10. And the only reason it gets a 2 is because it tasted like chicken. And that's the only reason it gets a 2. The crickets are going to taste like chicken. They're going to taste like chicken chips. Remember those chicken chips?
I don't remember them because you ate them all before.
They were so good. I got these chips. They were made out of chicken. I ate them so hard. I almost ate the little packet. The little packet that keeps them fresh. It would have killed me. I was like, why is this chewy? And I pull it out and it's the fucking little fresh seal packet. Those triangle chicken chips. I think that's what they're called. They're fucking bomb. Don't eat the little packet though. I was rubbing on them. Oh my God, they were so good. Okay. Listen, we're going to pop over to Discord for a moment after the show. As always, it's been an absolute pleasure to hang out with y'all. Y'all can join us on Discord. solo.to/cannabiscloset420 is where you can find us. I will upload past shows as soon as possible. I've been on the road a little bit and such, as we explained in the beginning. So yeah, come catch us over on the Discord, and we'll hang out. Taco Bell had them. Oh, the triangle chicken strip. Oh, I thought you meant the crickets, and I was like, well, I mean, that's a new angle for Taco Bell, but it's okay. What if Taco Bell started serving crickets?
I mean, I was really excited about the
Cinnabon
balls.
Oh my God, those!
I don't think I would be equally excited about crispy crickets.
Listen, if a restaurant in your neighborhood served this as a delicacy, would you order it?
I would probably I don't know, depending on who I was with. I will try things if it's not too, I don't know. I will try it once.
He said, I'd eat a grasshopper. I'd eat a grasshopper taco. What if we open a restaurant and just call it Bugs, and then that's what we serve? We just serve.
There are places that are like that. I would bet on it that there's one in Florida
that you can like dip your ice cream in ants.
Oh my God. Chocolate covered ants.
Yeah.
Yes.
For dessert, we have vanilla ice cream topped with chocolate covered ants.
Caramelled crickets.
No. He said, fuck yeah. He's spending money there. We just open a restaurant. It's called Bugs. People just come in and they order larvae off of our menu. Cooked larvae. I mean, sometimes, but you know, that's okay. But it would have to be like from a recipe as a delicacy from another country. But that grub that I ate was cooked, but you could also eat it not cooked, but you can't eat the head when it's alive.
Because it's got poison brains. It'll brain you.
It'll probably, it's some kind of toxin or something.
Bug sushi.
I bet we could make millions. I bet people would come from everywhere to eat at our bug restaurant.
There's like a roadkill restaurant.
Call it Ladybugs. There's that place in Denver. I think it's still open. I think it's called Buckhorn. It's been open for years, so I don't imagine it's not doing well. And they serve like game. So you can get like snake and alligator and like ostrich. Yeah. Interesting. Anyways, you guys come join us over on Discord to continue the conversation if you'd like. solo.to/cannabiscloset420. As always, we really appreciate y'all tuning in and hanging out with us. You know, be nice to yourself. Put your mask on before assisting others.
Yes. Cultivate love. Bring it to you. You deserve it.
You do.
And as always,
stay lifted. Thanks to the distillate for saving my life today, because I'm in a hotel room and I can't smoke a blunt. But I have one, so I'm going to go mobile when we go on Discord.
All right, sweet. All right, cool.
You guys stay lifted, stay gifted.
All right. Love you guys. Thank you so much.
All right. Woo, woo, woo.